Okay. Okay. Okay, so Isaac's dead. I feel like I should start off with that. Isaac is dead. I didn't think we'd actually lose him this episode. I don't think that was in the cards. I think it makes sense with George. George is one determined, incessant, and just a dick. Overall, he's a dick. That's it. That's all he is. Taking advantage of Nadia and just taunting Quinn day in, day out. But yeah, I don't think he'd actually show up though. I don't think he'd actually show up. I thought he'd probably trust Caffrey to finish off the job. But but I think Dexter had that like his first kill with Oleg Mikic. I think he had that strategic kill there. I didn't think he'd kill him right there and then at target practice. I thought because the shots that Oleg was taking, it was one in each corner, and then I thought he was going for like a star or something, and then the last one is just inches out from the bullseye, and the camera pans down, or the camera pans up, and then you see Dexter on top of him. I thought he just had him in like a chokehold or something, but then the camera pans down, and you see there's just the pointy end of the knife just sticking clean, slightly bloody out of his chest. So yeah, that was cool. Caffrey, he lured him straight to Isaac, and then Isaac finished him off. So that was a nice kind of teamwork there. But yeah, this episode, that kind of teamwork between Dexter and Isaac is something I thought, like the way he executed it both times round, I thought it made sense. Like the first time he asks him peacefully, like, there are men coming here, I need you to help me get rid of them. Dexter's like, no, you can sort them out yourself, and then I'll sort you out in my own time. And then the second time he's like, okay, so he's not really cooperating, but I need him to cooperate because he's the only one capable of helping me out. So I'll go after the love of his life, just like he took out mine. I thought he actually might kill Hannah. I thought that was the way he might go. Like, he said I thought he's a man of his word, and to begin with, his word was killing Dexter, or at least, getting revenge on Dexter. So I thought, that was his original word, so he might stick to that. So I thought he might, be like, you took something from me, so now I'm going to take something from you in return. So I thought he might actually, make him watch on video as Jurg kills Hannah or something, but that did not happen. But it was an interesting dynamic there, like especially that scene where they're actually sitting down, Isaac's giving Dexter all the intel on the killers and telling them how they work and what they do, like that kind of, like combined kind of tactical awareness of your enemies and stuff. I think Dexter himself, he's a strategic dude. He watches his prey, he stalks his prey, he hunts them down, kills them. He has a toolbox. He makes sure not to get discovered and stuff. He's been doing it for this long, so that was like a fun little kind of cooperative scene to see. But yeah, that was cool. George, I think this might have been, because the original hit, the original hit that George called, that was just the guy in the apartment, but then the second one was because the first hit failed, and then the Brotherhood themselves called out two other guys, two better guys, two of the better guys, like, Isaac himself said that, he knew that he knew they were good at what they did because he paid them to do jobs for them before, so they were trained killers, they were good at what they did, they charged high, so that's why he was even more afraid, because not only had he worked with these guys before, but he knew exactly how good they were because they'd gotten they'd gotten the jobs done that he gave them, no questions asked. So yeah, so that was cool. But yeah, Isaac dying is something I didn't really see coming. I didn't know we'd lose Isaac this early. I thought when George came along, I figured he would probably take the shot. So, but I figured that would just be like a warning shot, or maybe it would be a shot that they could save him from, but Isaac seemed pretty kind of adamant on being like, what, don't even bother to save me. This is how it goes. And I think after that shot, he knew, like he said, the bullet was still inside him. So there was less and less chance as the seconds went by. There was less and less chance of being able to save him. And I think overall, he did have the idea towards the end of the brother. I think he said that there's nothing left for him anyway. Like Victor is gone. George called out a hit on him. The Brotherhood wants him dead too, so there's nothing left for him. So he might as well die anyway. So yeah, I figured. So I think towards the end, that was more of the mindset he had. Just letting him die so he can go be with Victor. That's all he wants anyway. So yeah, so it makes sense. But I didn't really think it'd be coming this early, or that or that it would even happen at all. I thought. It makes sense, but I didn't really think it would happen this early. So. Yeah, but Isaac, I don't know whether to issue an RIP or not. I think maybe like half an RIP, because he was still a criminal, but in the end, he was thinking about nothing more than the love of his life and reuniting with him in the afterlife, wherever the hell that may be. If they even have if he's religious, if not, then I don't know. But yeah, that's all he wanted to be with Victor anyway. So he got that in the end. And that death was pretty peaceful too. Like him just him finish off that sentence and then looking to the side. I thought I thought he'd close his eyes himself, but then just him just lying there so still and motionless. I figured, yeah, that's his end. That's his end. And then Dexter helps dump his body in the ocean too. I don't know if Isaak is the first one he's dumped without actually chopping up the body. I don't know. No. For Victor, he did. I think Victor, he did the same thing. Victor, he didn't really dismember him. He beat him to death, but he didn't dismember him. He just tossed his body in like a duffel bag and stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, Isaac's dead. So that's this. I mean, we've got only like a few more episodes to go. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But I feel like we have. Thingy, like some stuff left with the Koshkas. There's definitely there has to be some stuff left with the Koshkas because we still have George. George is still alive. Jurg, I believe, is dead because I don't think Hannah killed him. I think she cracked the blender jug over his head, and then that cracked his head open and then knocked him unconscious. And I thought, okay, well, he's unconscious and his blood was also continuously leaking out of that injury, so he's probably dead from that alone. But then the Deb said beat him to death, so I don't know. Either way, Jurg is dead too. But George is still very much alive. He managed to flee after having killed Isaak, but he's got a beef with Quinn now. He has beef with Quinn, so he's gonna go pick up on that bargain. But yeah, I can definitely see George dying at the end of all this. I can definitely see George dying on Dexter's table. I think he might be the one Koshka to die on Dexter's table. And then after he's gone, I mean, I think the Koshkas themselves are still based in Ukraine. So unless Dexter goes to Ukraine, you can't take them out. But I think once George dies as well, then they'll realize that there's no operation, or at least there's not much of an operation left for them in the States anyway. So they'll kind of pack up and move or go back to Ukraine or whatever. But the majority of them are over in Ukraine. So I don't think unless they all move over here, that's not going to happen. It's going to take way too long to set up. So I think that once they get rid of George too, that's going to be somewhat of an end to the Koshkas. So, yeah, but yeah, Isaak, he was an interesting antagonist this season. Isaak was an interesting antagonist. I mean, starting off with just a guy who seemed to be looking for vengeance for what we could safely have assumed was just a brother, just another Brotherhood member that he wanted vengeance for. He said, he even tried to closet state that himself. He tried to be like, oh, you killed someone. I know you killed a friend of mine. So this is nothing more than vengeance. Like, no one else is calling the hits on this. It's just me. Even I remember back when George said that maybe it was Victor's fault he got himself killed because he was excessive. He should have known better than to shoot a cop and get himself on their radar like that. So maybe it really was his own fault that he actually got killed. So from the start, Victor, Isaak was the only one actually, going headfirst into that kind of vengeance mission. But the others thought, eventually, like, the more he got into it and the longer it went on, the more that George especially saw that this vendetta was hurting them and their business. So, the more the more it went on, the more that they saw that it was clouding his judgment, it was clouding his whole kind of mission, and it was harming the organization. So, yeah, and then as time went on, he just became somewhat more human, I'd say. Somewhat more human. He was doing this all for love. We were told that by the last episode, the previous one. So we eventually found out he was doing it all for love. So now he's going to be joining his lover wherever he is. So yeah, he was an interesting antagonist. But I feel like we have a new person now. I feel like we have a new villain coming up now. I feel like with all the burn victims, that was what's happening, because we had 2 victims in this episode alone. 2 victims in this episode, and the first one was painted as a suicide, I believe. I think the first one seemed to be a suicide, and then the second one was shown to be more of a murder with what happened, and also because of the name Bobby on the thing. So I feel like that's going to be like, it's like, helping, it's cleaning up the Koshka stuff, and then using the final couple of episodes to actually set up whoever this new person might be. So yeah, I have weird feelings about the arson dude, the arson investigator. He seems, I mean, even without the ego, even without the narcissism, he just seems weird, and like he's like, he maybe knows more about these investigations than he's actually putting forward, or something like that. But he just seems like, it seems like he's trying too hard to be surprised by all of these murders, but at the same time, it's like, he just like it's like, for like for like an arsonist, he seems to like, just kind of use his knowledge to try and make his knowledge of the situation be the be all and end all of the case, like being like, oh, you're the blood guy, aren't you? Yeah, right. Okay, let's stick to that. Leave the fire to me. You focus on the bang bang splat splats. Okay, buddy. But yeah, I mean that's no reason to say he is the killer. Or that I think he just it just feels weird the way he approaches each case, and he just gives off that kind of vibe, like, I know more than you do because I'm an arson investigator, but also in under the same way that Dexter knows more about those kills because he's a blood spatter analyst. This guy seems kind of eerie and just weird overall. So like, and again, it's like he tries too hard. Like in that second case especially, it seemed like he tried too hard to be unknowledgeable. Like, oh, I've never seen anything like this. But then knowing that, like knowing what this kind of stuff causes, like asphyxiation and shock and stuff like that. Like, oh, it would have been relatively painless. Like, oh, don't worry, he wouldn't have suffered too much, even if he was burning alive. Like, he wouldn't have suffered too much. But we'll see. We'll see exactly what that is. But yeah, the burn victims definitely give off the kind of vibe of a new serial killer entering the picture, and especially with the next one being the final season. I don't know. I'm expecting big stuff, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I think, haven't heard the best things about the next season, but again, just gonna see how it unfolds and see how it all rolls out. But yeah, I think it seems neat that I think I don't know how to feel about this season overall with the Koshka stuff, but I think it seems like they're maybe not really putting too much. I think it felt like they didn't really put too much effort into actually ending off Isaac's story, and also the Koshka stuff. They're kind of like just kind of, it's sort of like they're having trouble pinning like enough of the evil onto, like they're having trouble deciding who to pin more of the evil on. Like should we pin Isaac as more evil or George as more evil? Are they both equally evil? Which one needs to die first, and which one needs to be made out to be more of a villain? And then by these next couple of episodes are going to be tying them up nice and somewhat neatly, but I don't know, it just feels weird. It feels weird, but yeah, so that's the burn victims. And yeah, I think I was surprised, like Deborah as well, like she grows more and more reluctant to actually help out, but knowing that it's like she wants to help Dexter out, but I think like what she struggles with more is her reluctance, given what it means, given who else she's helping. She doesn't want to help Hannah. She doesn't want to help Hannah, given who she is. But at the end of the day, she like she said herself, it is her job. She values her job above everything else. She follows that code the same way Dexter follows his code, and she does things right by the law. So she prides herself on that, and she has to maintain that mindset to keep herself sane and to make sure she's actually doing the right thing and not and not doing the right thing for the wrong people. So yeah, it was interesting to see how she helped out with that one. But yeah, I didn't really have much else open up. I think it was interesting seeing Isaac giving Dexter love advice, especially in like when they were in the apartment, and him being like, Jesus, Dexter, like, if Victor told me that he missed me and he wanted to see me, I would have come up with a little something better than likewise. Like on that front, I can agree. I can agree with Isaac. On that front, I can agree with him. Like I thought I thought Hannah was gonna say I love you instead of I miss you, but she says I miss you, and Dexter's like, yeah, likewise, right back at you, buddy girl, or right back at your friend, like. Him, I mean, of course, it's like it's acceptable on his part somewhat, because he was also in the middle of sending an anonymous tip to Deborah at the same time, so he wasn't fully processing what was happening. He was keeping an eye on Isaac, because when Isaac was visibly listening into the conversation and hearing it and just being like, wow, she really loves him, and like, Dexter, you said likewise, really? Is that what love is to you? Is that what love is? Just a likewise to each compliment and each kind of manner of affection she throws your way. And then even their talk on the boat as well led to him actually finally confessing his feelings and being like, what, with you I feel safe, with you I feel secure, with you I feel all this and more. Not as poetic, but still just as affectionate. But yeah, so in his final moments, Isaak gave Dexter some, like words of advice, on how to, how to share affection more and how to actually share the right messages of love more. So yeah, that was interesting to see. But yeah, I don't really have much else from this. Interesting episode. Cool to see Dexter and Hannah okay at the end. I think a goodbye to Isaak. He was a cool antagonist to see. And now I can't wait to see George getting what's coming to him, because George is nothing more than a dick. I can't wait to see him dead. So Quinn gave him some good hits. Here and there, so he dished out some good hits. But George is going to be coming back even stronger after that, and he's going to go straight for Quinn. So yeah, we'll see how that stuff ends. But that is pretty much all I have from this one. So interesting to see the teamwork and stuff happening between Isaak and Dexter, but it'll be the last one now, given that he's dead. So yeah, cool episode. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed that too. But yeah, that is it for this one. So that is Dexter Season 7, Episode 9, titled Helter Skelter. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next in this season. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.